views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is a special presentation of Sheer Alchemy with my co-host, Leslie Fonteyne. One of the most favorite things that I love to hear Leslie talk about is removing the blocks to joy and abundance. OMG. So for those of you out there, you're thinking, wait a minute, joy, abundance, that's for you, Pat and Leslie. That's for you, too. But you know what? Leslie's joining me here today, because she made a decision to say, look, life can be sheer alchemy. She's a transformation catalyst. She uses intuitive, energetic gifts. She works with people all over the globe and, by the way, travels to folks because this is something that is beyond the beyond. She's known for the Leslie Fonteyne experience, her Abundance Now events. Why? Because each of us get called to do the things that we get called to do. And the difference between, what goes on in most of our lives and what Leslie does is, you got to say yes. And when you say yes, things change. And so today, get ready to not just remove the blocks, but understand them. Joy and abundance. Is this our birthright? Why do we get frozen in our own field? Why is it so difficult for us to shift? Leslie, this is a big topic, and you're talking about it coming into the holiday season, and boy, should we fasten our seatbelts?
I guess we should. But, I'm hearing in that question some expectations, so that's going to take a little detour on this topic.
So, this idea of removing the blocks to joy and abundance, this really points to the issue of something being in the way. I just want to just share this with you real quick. I was at a coffee today, and I was listening to some folks talk about their family, how their childhoods, are just awful, how they don't think and honestly, let's say somebody said this, how they don't think they're ever going to experience happiness in their lives. Mm-hmm. And I would love to ask you, how the heck did we get this way, but how did we get in our own way?
Oh, my goodness. We get in our way every minute of the day if we want to. That's the truth of it. And that's what I like about this topic is that it's equal opportunity. It's something I can say to myself. It's something I can say to my friends. And it's something I can say to everyone is that we get blocks and interferences because of what we think our expectations are. And I hate to bring it up, but there's an element of control that wants to manage the experience of abundance, manage the experience of joy. And this is the unknown. We don't have a comfort level with what we don't know yet. So often we get guided and get real clear on what we want. We know what we want. And then at times we will get a message like, well, I can't do that. Well, I can't do it that way. Well, this isn't the right time. Well, what about these people? What about that property? What about this job? What about my manager? What will my family think? And so we begin to get in our own way because we can't imagine that Source will take care of us through the process.
Mm-hmm. Mm. You know, this idea of blaming, let's talk about that for a minute. Once in a while, we can catch ourselves because it's so obvious. You know, I don't know if you've had any experience like this, but let's say we miss a deadline at work. Oh, that wasn't me. That was Joe over there. Or let's say, you know, something happens and we think we're going to have the greatest relationship of our lives, but it doesn't work out, not because of me, of course, not because of me, but because this person is a schmuck. I mean, you know, that's a phrase I learned from my
but it's
friend.
the schmuck within. I say it's the schmuck within, that whatever is out there is in here. So that's the gift of the schmuck. That's the gift of the situation, of the deadline, of the experience. I can tell you that in the last 2 months, I have had some of the most intense experiences in the department of people-pleasing. And people-pleasing, we think we are doing to make things better. And if any of us were truly honest, whenever we've done something to please others, we have submerged a part of ourselves. We end up sucking in something that's not healthy for us, and we'll end up having symptoms. Those symptoms could be physical. Those symptoms could be emotional. They could be resentment. So, you know, whatever is out there and whatever we're choosing to step into, that lesson is the gift in the moment. So if we want to talk about the gift of the season, let's make the gift of the season stepping into our abundance, acknowledging the gifts of what shows up that come in packages we may not like very much, and go, wow, what's this little package telling me today?
Mm-hmm. I want to talk a minute about what you just said about people-pleasing, because we don't actually see that as a block. You know, we don't. We think, oh, my gosh, Leslie, are you kidding? I'm just being kind. I'm being generous. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I travel 600 miles to take the cat out for my friend? Not that I have any experience in this.
I know.
But it doesn't even have to be that extreme, does it?
Well, let's get to the root of what people-pleasing is versus love. Love does not think we have to take care of the other person. Love is being fully supportive and honoring of who they are in that moment. People-pleasing is trying to get something out of the situation that will make us feel better. And so we're giving with a desire to get. And some people are going to fight me on this one, but let's go all the way to the root. Let's follow the string. And, you know, you don't have to like what I'm saying, just check it out, is that when we are pleasing someone else and it's not really what we wanted to do, okay, we're doing it for someone else, then we get to the bottom. What is it that I'm afraid of losing? Am I afraid of losing the relationship? Am I afraid of losing my job? Am I thinking that there will be no financial support for me if I step out of this situation? I have had so many clients in the last few days saying, oh, they meant well. You know, they did the best they could. You know, stop it. Let's call these things what they are. It doesn't mean you love your parents any less, your children any less. Just call it what it is. You cannot recover and heal and switch up a contract if you don't call it what it is.
I want to ask you this because you just mentioned it. What do you think about the phrase, because, you know, you and I must be hanging around the same people. What do you think of the phrase, you know what, Leslie, I know they did the best they could possibly do?
Oh, my God. I was up to here, you know. It's when we say that, here's the fear, and it's based in fear. The fear is I'm going to indicate to someone that I didn't love my parents or I don't love my parents. I'm going to indicate to someone that I'm not healed and that I'm not accepting. That's crap. That's just crap. Because you have to get to the essence of who you are. The essence of who you are is vibrant, alive, full of joy, full of passion, full of intentions and desires to step into things. And when we say, well, I'm just accepting, what we're doing is we're accepting the clobbering of that. Yes, our parents did the best they could. We're the next evolution. What do we want to create now? We're not ever removing love from them. We love them deeply. But now we're stepping into the next thing. We don't need to carry them and make them feel better to their grave because they got another lifetime to go through, too.
Yeah, and I want to say this before we go to break. Now, how about the ultimate? Leslie, I'm just telling you, Leslie, I'm doing the best I can right here, okay? All right?
All right.
I know you got some things, you know, some expectations, but I'm just telling you, I'm just doing the best I can right now. I'm getting through day to day. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the blocks that happen with us that we don't even know what that's happening. And what is that energy that we create about these things that completely stop us from stepping into the fullness of our own life? Sheer alchemy. Leslie Fonteyne. When we come back, we're going to tell you about a special giveaway we have. Phone lines will be open. You'll be able to get some unblocking done here. Get unfrozen. I'm telling you, that's just a children's movie. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Almost everyone at some time in their lives ask themselves, what am I? Most of our questions are ego-generated and simply don't address the problem of our false self. It's time to relax your ego and embody your soul. Dr. Dan Cohen, neurologist, inventor, and author, has created tools to awaken, a new way to transform from who you thought you were into what you truly are. Visit toolstoawaken.com today.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Do you know how to achieve wellness in all areas of your life? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Signs of wellness are a capacity to love and ability to nurture, a sense of purpose, a good sense of humor and plenty of fun in your life, a concern for others and a respect for the environment, a conscious commitment to personal excellence, a sense of balance and integrated lifestyle, and capacity to cope with whatever life presents. Well people enjoy their lives and want them to last as long as possible. That's why the wellness mindset usually accompanies other constructive, healthy lifestyle habits. By adopting a wellness mindset and behaviors like eating well, taking the right nutrition for the body, exercising, and saying affirmations are just a few things to structure a healthy system of values and beliefs. Call us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at MaryJaneMack.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
You and me stumbling in the backseat, ready laughing at the top of my lungs. Said I'll never get old, I'll never get old.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Sheer Alchemy. Leslie Fonteyne is joining me here today. She is the host of Sheer Alchemy and joining me to talk about removing the blocks of joy and abundance.
And Leslie, before we jump into that, would you please give folks a little bit of information about, where you're going to be and also how they can work with you directly?
It has been a phenomenal time of working with people. So many people are really shifting through some big stuff right now, Pat. So I am going to be in Cincinnati next weekend, and that's for the Victory of Light show. I'll be speaking, and also we'll have sessions in my booth, so that's going to be very cool. And as far as working one-on-one with me, you can go to lesliefonteyne.com, LESLIEFONTEYNE.com, and you can write me at leslie@lesliefonteyne.com or give me a call, 678-665-3366, and let's work through shifting those blocks that you're ready for. There's no shame in this, Pat. There's no embarrassment. There's why haven't I achieved this yet? Because something is presenting now. Something's showing up now. And sometimes our evolution isn't just measured in, earthly terms. I think a lot of us, if we looked back a year, we'd think we've really moved the needle pretty well.
Yeah, I know we do. Because the bottom line to all of that is, Leslie, I'm just doing the best I can here. Okay.
Yeah. I know, but even that is a cry for someone else to accept us, and it's almost a very inner child kind of sound, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a very much don't push me, don't make me try something, I'm afraid, I'm scared. There's a lot of things to that, and I'm sure you can tell today, and honestly, I get in my own face, so I'm pretty bold on that. But let's get in our face today a bit. Wherever we're justifying, wherever we're just saying, well, I don't know why it keeps happening. It's the same thing all the time, and I've got to do this, and I have to do that, and the economy this, and my retirement that, and if I don't do these things then, and then what will people think? We've got all these things. Write them all out, because these are the clues to the blocks we're carrying around that we are ready to do something about. I promise you, we are ready when those things are coming up like that. Don't just say them and put a period. Say them and go, so, am I ready to release that yet? The answer may be yes. The answer may be no, but that's the interference.
The question that I wanted to ask you was, we've talked about stuckness, we talked about blocks. And, for me, I always think about the time when I was seriously blocked, and out of that came crust busting. Are there advantages to being stuck? Are there advantages to being blocked?
Always. You know that, and I'm sure you could tell your own stories on it, and I could tell mine. The advantage is that we keep our story. We keep our story of not achieving, of not breaking through, of not stepping into our dream. And we also, back to what you brought up earlier, can blame secretly or overtly others, the situation, our own experience in life, all those things. So what we have to do now is say, am I done with the story? Am I done with the emotions that hold me tight to this story? I've had some things come up just this week, and I can identify how I'm justifying. And that right there is my clue. Now, the next step I have is, what do I want to do? Something or nothing? That's the first decision. Do I want to shift? The second thing is, if it's yes, then what am I willing to clear? Where am I feeling it? In my solar plexus? In my heart space? Am I feeling coerced by someone else's energy? Am I done with that? Well, that's now where we get into the tricky part. The tricky part is, if I release this agreement, if I bring into completion this lesson, is my life going to change where I don't know where my security comes from?
I wanted to talk with you also about this idea of compromising on our desires. One of the things, I guess, that shows up around being blocked is being blocked to desire a joyful and abundant life. I mean, isn't that one of the first places that we step into where we're absolutely negotiating our own version of joy and abundance?
Yes, I love how you said that, negotiating it. That is exactly it. And, again, I can't help but say the word honesty 1,000 times today, because there's a lot of people listening today that are really done. They've been at this rodeo a long time. They're ready for a new horse. They're ready to step into something new, do something new. So joy sounds like it's something we'd all want, doesn't it? But we're afraid of it. And, you know, an example I would give, I remember coming home from school when I was about 17 years old, and I had won a really big award. And I was so happy. I came home into an absolute chaotic blow-up in my home. And that was not the time to celebrate, was it? But think about that. Many of us are having exceptional experiences. We're experiencing wonderful things, and somebody else in the room is absolutely miserable. Do you allow yourself to step into your joy? Is your joy event dependent? Is it coming from something deeper than that within you? Where are you blocking it because you're telling yourself you can't have joy right now until X occurs? Those are the kinds of things we want to check out.
When we look at and think about the holiday season, this is really one of the things that we kind of put on our, this is my excuse day. And not that, these are not difficult times for some people, but we're very, very in the moment of, here we come again, here we go again. Mm-hmm. And I think in your words, we get frozen in our own field. What does that look like? What does being frozen in our own field look like, and how does it show up?
Oh, my goodness. It shows up by, it looks like inertia. It looks like we just keep repeating the same patterns over and over. We get up in the morning without a thought of changing what we're doing, and we step through it. We go into the holidays maybe with the same thing, and then after January, we'll practice mindfulness and being present and all that other stuff. We will kind of cordon off events and say, well, this is how we always do birthdays. This is how we always do Thanksgiving. And, as if somehow if we were fully present and fully stepping into what we think that day is, we might come up with a new version. So being frozen is sort of like not being able to fully step into our joy and our passion because we're afraid of what might change. And that is the opportunity right there. Do we want to change anything? And part of us says yes, and part of us says no. The frozen part is what is the no and what's it rooted in?
I would love to do this. Let's take a moment and open up the phone lines. For those of you out there, that want to get a little freedom from removing some of these blocks during the show today, Leslie, tell folks a little bit about what's going to happen when they call into the show today, how you use a wide array of help and support team to remove these blocks for people.
Well, first of all, you're going to call in with something that you're ready to let go of, something that you're ready to release, and to understand that releasing it doesn't mean loss. Releasing it means clearing the way for your abundance, for your joy, so that you can attach to your own intentions. So we're going to bring in ascended masters and archangels. They're already showing up right now. And trust that what your spirit is showing up with right now is what you're ready to release so that you can step into something more. Trust that. Trust you. And the other part is trust Source, that we're not going to do harm here. When you release something or someone, it's for their highest good as well as yours. And then you're going to step into all that you are, and what a gift that is.
I love it. 1-800-930-2819. 1-800-930-2819. We're opening up the phone lines for those of you to call in and to get a little help here, remove these blocks. Leslie, let's talk a little bit before we go to break about what does removing the blocks enable us to do?
A block is something that is an impediment to you stepping into who you are, your truth, your desire. When it's gone, it's gone. And there's nothing that blocks you. So now the opportunity's wide open, and you don't have that old thing that was stopping you from stepping into your dream. That brings the next set of opportunities, right? Because now we're growing in our spirit. So that's what we want to look at is, are we ready to release it? And that's why often I talk about why people are ambivalent about removing blocks, because they don't know who they'll be without it.
I love it. 1-800-930-2819. Mr. Benny, let's go to a break. When we come back, more about removing the blocks, more about unfreezing our field, and what is the form? What is the form that we can expect from giving ourselves this freedom of unblockedness? 1-800-930-2819. Folks, we'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Enlightening, humorous, and compassionate. Listen live to The Kelly Ballard Show, insight and inspiration from the great beyond. Kelly is a fourth-generation medium and intuitive who covers topics ranging from grief, spirit guides, and listening to your intuition. Kelly can help you get answers and guidance from the other side with a little bit of humor and a lot of healing. Tune in to The Kelly Ballard Show, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Time here on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Calling all dreamers. Are you living your dream life? Actualize your possibilities with Life Coaching Radio and your host, Deb Stetzer. If you're feeling stuck in a rut, Deb is here to help you turn your dreams into a reality. Life Coaching Radio. Dream it, live it, be it. To learn more about Deb, visit www.mylifecoach.us.
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Leslie Fonteyne is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
What does it mean to be healthy? For each of us, it means something a little different. Discover the art of herbal medicine, a natural way to help our bodies respond better to the modern-day stress and toxicity of our everyday lives. Using organic herbs from around the world, the skilled herbalists at Urban Wellness in Kirkland can help you choose the herbs that are right for your body. Find your herbal solutions for common health issues at urbanwellness.com. That's HERBAN wellness.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's so great to have all of you connecting with all of us. It's an amazing time. And, for many people, they're still thinking about what happened to the stock market 5 years ago, or, maybe what's getting ready to happen in the next couple of months, what may or may not bring them joy. And this idea of happiness, why do we even want to bother with it? Because in a nanosecond, it can be snatched away from us. Well, I don't know if you have that thought or not. But if you want to get some relief, whatever is going on, whether it's a relationship you're in, whether it's the boss you have or don't have, the job you may have or not have, this is an opportunity to get some healing and to get some relief. 1-800-930-2819. And by the way, we have a CD and MP3 that we'd love to give to one of you stepping into an intention. First caller, 1-800-930-2819. Leslie, this idea of fear, we can get afraid of, like for me, grew up in New York. You definitely do not want to go down a dark alley late at night. Actually, you don't want to go down a dark alley at any time in the day. But this idea of being afraid of being happy, that is really one of the oddest things to say. But yet, aren't there people that are afraid?
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about happiness. Happiness, in a way, is almost an out-of-control feeling. And what do I mean by that? When you're happy, it doesn't have to be attached to anything. And it doesn't have to have an agenda. I'm not talking about I'm pleased with the situation or I'm glad this is all working out. Okay, that's very controlled. Can you hear the difference there? That's very different, right? Happiness doesn't have that kind of attachment to it. It's just this full release, and it can be going on regardless of the situation or circumstances. You could see the sun come up. You could see your favorite team win, whatever it is. There's just this unbounded thing. The fear sometimes that comes in is, oh my God, you're going to be out of control. You're out of control. As if somehow in that moment of freedom, you're going to make a mistake. And this is an inner child deal. This is a deep wound where, somehow you were really happy in a moment and it got snatched from you. And you better stay aware. You better remain hypervigilant. Because if you get too happy, that means you're sort of irresponsible and maybe you don't even know what's really going on.
One of the things that is really, for many people, this idea of what you just said. Okay, wait a minute. If I'm happy, I'm irresponsible. Is that true? And, you're hitting on something that I've been accused of most of my life. Actually, of being too happy. Actually, the way it shows up, Leslie, is I'm too optimistic. I'm too optimistic. And, and then if you're not happy and you go out, people want to know if you're depressed.
Right.
Yeah. My stepmom used to say, she was from the South, she used to say, honey, you can't win for losing.
Well, and then plus look at the statement, killjoy. Don't be a killjoy. And what does that really mean? Often it meant that, if you were super happy, someone was going to come around and make sure you weren't. They were going to take that experience away from you. So when we're looking at our joy and our happiness, we're going to the essence of ourselves. That is the gift of the journey. That's us getting to the core of who am I and why am I here? And I am happiest when I'm stepping into all that I am. But right before we step into all that we are, there's a little fear about what that thing is. So let's say we get guided to, step into a certain kind of job, or we feel like we should go back to school or whatever. There's a little fear. There's a little trepidation. Oh my gosh, am I up for it? Whatever. This is when Source is coming through going, whatever you think it's about, it's not about that. You're going to step through this thing. You're going to meet some awesome people. You're going to learn some new things. It may not go absolutely perfectly. It's not about all your education trauma that you went through in childhood. This is about a new kind of adventure, a new kind of journey. When you start looking at it like that and you let Source be your companion, bringing in your angels, bringing in your masters, just enjoying that journey together, then you start to have a different perspective of mom and dad, like, well, what are you going to do with that degree? Well, you better be careful of your money. Well, where are you going to get the money to do that? Well, how are you going to build that business? I didn't know you were that smart. I didn't know you were that creative. When did you learn all that? I didn't know that about you. You know, all this stuff comes up to sort of tear us down and belittle us. That's this realm. When we're stepping into the spirit realm, when we're stepping into our higher selves, the possibilities are endless, but we have to bring in the support team. It's not the same as the team we have, you know, in our day-to-day.
Well, what does the support team look like? Let's talk about that. What does the support team look like that does look different than the day-to-day team? Because, you know, here we are, you know, we're doing a radio show. There's a support team pushing all the right buttons, making sure things happen. That is one view of a support team.
Right.
But there's another support team.
Mm-hmm.
Who are these folks?
Well, there's a few things, you know, the recovery community likes to talk about, which is, you know, you got to change your playground and change your playmates. You know, so there's a part of us that if we've been hanging around the naysayers and the negative people and the ones that don't do much and the ones that aren't shifting and the ones that don't meditate or, you know, try to practice law of attraction or various things that they're trying to shift into in life, then we need to take a look at that and go, am I ready to let go of that and find some new energies to be around? So that's in this realm, okay? In another realm, we've got ascended masters, archangels, light beings, ministering spirits, our guardian angel, our angel in this lifetime, healing divas, nature, whatever your area of attraction is in the spirit realm, all of these are ready to be invited into your experience. And I challenge anyone right now, whether you're in your car, sitting at your desk at work, or just at home, to invite in your guardian angel, to invite in an ascended master or an archangel, and notice the shift in your energy. Sit with it. Don't be a naysayer before you've even started. Bring them in, and you are going to notice a dramatic shift in your environment and what you now could possibly step into.
You know, Leslie, you work with people, whether you're traveling or you're working with them and connecting with them via Skype or however that happens. And this idea of bringing in an archangel has an unlimited possibility for how things change and shift. What can we say to folks that are thinking, wait a minute, Leslie, actually somebody said this to me, I didn't get this way overnight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this idea that they have something unique and special that is going to take the decades that it took to get there to remove and release.
Well, that assumes that we have to do it all by ourselves, doesn't it? That assumes that we are going to go into therapy for 20 years. And, you know, a lot of us have done that, okay? We've done that. And then there's this whole other method, which is an energetic level. And a lot of people have experienced that. You know, I've worked with a lot of people this past weekend in Portland, you know, some of whom are indigos and starseeds. And what does that mean? That means that these are kids and you know, young adults who are shifting very fast, have quick awareness. They're the do the math in your head type. And they're looking around at these old practitioners who've been working at their spiritual gifts for 30 years. And they're going, I don't know what they're doing for 30 years, but bam, you know, I can shift into it. They're almost like asking someone to turn on the ignition. And so, no, you can shift some things in a moment. Here's the thing. We have to be willing to release the attachments we have. So some of our agreements go quite deep. And these are long, ancestral, past lifetime agreements that we continue to hold on to. That's where we sort of slow down the process. And sometimes, too, it's our fear of change that says, whoa, buddy, slow this down. I don't want to change too fast because I'm not going to be able to predict what happens next, and I need to have some control. So there's a lot of factors that go into that overnight change or that rapid change, which we can put the brakes on through our fear of not knowing what's next. And the assumption is from our inner child that it will be bad. It's rare that we think not knowing what's next is good.
You know, one of the things that I want to ask you, it's a question that just came in from our chat. And the question is, you know, hi, Leslie. Hi, Pat. I have a question about what you just referred to of sometimes, you know, there are people that are no longer going to be a part of our life. That is hard for me to imagine. Do you have any suggestions on how we go about cutting the cord?
Well, that's something I do all the time. A cord is not the same as a contract. So an agreement or a contract is an energetic agreement with another soul that we're going to interact in a certain kind of way and have this agreement for some time. When you evolve and the other one is not shifting, if you stop your evolution because of this other person, that's a choice, but you will be revisited again and again and again as to whether you want to shift your vibration. Remember that when you release an agreement, it doesn't mean that person disappears from your life. It means that you are no longer going to be interacting in that kind of level. So that person then has a choice. They have a decision about what they want to do as a result of your shift. The other assumption in the question is that somehow it's hostile or it's unkind or we're not being loving. It's a very loving thing to do to release someone else to their soul path. You're not carrying it for them anymore in a codependent kind of way. You are releasing them to step on, but that is one of our toughest areas, which is personal relationships and our beliefs about them.
Wow, let's take a short break, everyone. When we come back, more with Sheer Alchemy, Leslie Fonteyne. For those of you out there, we can take your questions in, as one of our fabulous listeners has found. You can go to Transformation Talk Radio, ask your question. We'll get it on air. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with the show. Hey, Ben.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call. In retirement, will you outlive your money? It's a common question for people approaching retirement, but it doesn't need to weigh on you. Ask Ameriprise financial advisor Jeff Packman about the new Confident Retirement Approach. You and Jeff can break down retirement planning step by step to get the real answers you need. Call Jeff Packman, financial advisor, today at 425-453-0272. Office is located at 601 108th Avenue Northeast, Suite 1800, Bellevue, Washington, 98004. The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
You got attitude? Keys to the rescue. Adjust your attitude with Keys Clear Protein Waters. So refreshing. Just a few sips of Keys will give you a whole new outlook, thanks to 22 grams of the happiest protein on earth. Tongue-tingling tasty without the guilt of naughty or nasty ingredients. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, maybe you need to drink too. Put a little woohoo in your attitude with Keys Protein Water. On Amazon or at Keys, Kees, please.com.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Has asthma or allergies got you singing the raspy blues? Allergy and Asthma Networks is the nation's premier nonprofit patient-centered network of doctors, caregivers, patients, and healthcare professionals who are dedicated to ending death and suffering due to asthma, allergies, and related conditions. Join President and CEO Tanya Winders each month on the Dr. Pat Show to learn more, and visit allergyasthmanetwork.org today. Breathe better together with Allergy and Asthma Network.
Hi, I'm Leslie Fonteyne with Sheer Alchemy on Transformation Talk Radio, and here's my tip of the day. Let's talk about unlimited thinking. Let's talk about limitlessness. What would it look like and feel like? Is it only for special people? What if you aren't living a very abundant, powerful life right now? Is this opportunity closed off to you? Absolutely not. This is your chance, without lifting a finger, even telling anyone around you, or leaving the house. You can begin to step into all that you are and all that you were meant to be. Pay attention to the arguments that arise as you articulate the limitlessness of your opportunities, your finances, and the loving and supportive friends and family members around you. Draw them in. Let's shift those agreements from the lower level energies to those that allow you to step into all that you are. Visit me at lesliefontaine.com and listen to Sheer Alchemy on transformationtalkradio.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Sheer Alchemy, Leslie Fonteyne. You know what? We've got a couple of folks calling. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones and connect everybody with Leslie.
Sounds like a plan. We'll crack these lines. Ivy from Bothell. Welcome to the show, Ivy.
Hey, Ivy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How can we help you today?
Well, sometimes, right now I'm kind of stuck in some anxiety and panic, kind of frozen about what to do. And so can Leslie's team help my team switch me?
Well, what's the frozen about? What are you afraid that will happen if you step into what you'd like to do? Tell me what you're afraid will happen. Don't tell me the whole story. Tell me what you're afraid will happen.
I'm afraid that it's not going to happen.
So there's a need and an anxiety of what you want to create?
Or don't know what to create.
Okay.
Not knowing which direction to go, I guess.
Okay. So is this a new lost or a lost for a while?
Fairly new.
Okay.
Actually, I'm back where I was last year, looking for a job all over again.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I'm definitely getting power center stuff. So here's the thing, Ivy, is that there is no right or wrong about your choice here. So just right now, let's just go ahead and open up your power center a bit and also your heart space. So here's your heart space. Okay. Let's open it up. I'm going to bring in my team with your team. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's just open up your heart space here. And let's release any requirements about right and wrong, any requirements about what you can't do, any messages about how it's one more time back in the same mess, you've failed, any of that. So we're just going to release all this. We're going to let it go to another level about where you're sharing your energy and about where you can be a blessing and what you're being guided into in terms of stepping into your gifts. So there's some things that you've been wanting to do for a bit, but there's a lot of really heavy messaging around some stuff. So let's just do a clearing here. Just going to release out any of the attachments you have to the outcome and what it needs to look like. And releasing some of the parental energies right now about failure and what failure is, how it looks. Going to clear out any core fear about speaking your truth. So you're kind of really mad a bit, frustrated, and it's okay. So here's some permission there. And we're going into your power center that it's okay to fully step into all that you are. So right now you have to get another job. So what is it that you think you need to do?
Give myself some direction, I guess.
So,
because I know the same old pattern.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a job last time because I needed to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And ended up back at the beginning again. So I'm not getting the message, I guess, of
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. We need a little more forgiving juju going on here, a little more forgiving. It's not like you're at the same exact mess. There's some shifts that have happened, but here's the thing that I'm getting for you, and maybe we can talk again, is there's some real heavy messaging about failure, and it's you haven't progressed and you haven't shifted, and I don't know where all that's coming from. So just continuing to bring in some of the masters right now. And just allow your second, which is your security center, to let go of some of the failing energies, like you can't create security, that you've failed again. There's a lot of that going on. And now we're going to let Source come in, and what I'd like you to do is try an absolute surrender of all your controls. And just release everything that you're attached to in terms of what it should be and outcomes. And I want you to bring in some source energy. Let's just bring that in now. And now let's allow your path to unfold for your highest good and the highest good of everyone involved, and to allow Source to show you that you're fully supported. So really important for you is that every time you get a belief today, every time you get anything that's telling you about the value of you, what you're stepping into, who you are, it's really important to choose to let it go, and that you're fully loved. And this is going to be hard today, to do this over and over again, because it's going to feel a bit like failure. But I'm going to tell you something. Once you hit the place of emptiness, it's going to be quite powerful. So I know that sounds the absolute reverse, but I'd love for you to try that today, and then let me know later how you do, okay? I'm not throwing out this formula just to destroy you today, I promise.
No, I think like you say, I just need to not worry about it today, just sit with it.
Well, but do this releasing, because you've got a lot of messaging in there about what failure is, and all this heavy stuff about it's the same exact thing. Here we go again. I've been here before. What's wrong? And everything that comes up today is going to be on point, and just go, am I done with that? Yes, release. And it's a real powerful exercise to try. So don't blow it off. Try and do it if you can. If not today, do it, on a weekend or something where you've got some time.
I'll do that today.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ivy. Let me know how it goes.
Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. Wow, Leslie, let's take a minute again to, first of all, wow, that was so powerful. Let's take a minute to let folks know how they can work with you directly again, how they can get a copy of any downloads you might have for people, whether they be CDs or ways for people to create the shift we're talking about today. Let's give out that information again, and thank you for today.
Oh, yeah. No, this has been great. And thanks to Ivy for sharing as she did, because that was there for a lot of people. You can go to lesliefonteyne.com. Again, that's LeslieFonteyne.com. You can click on any button to write me. I always respond. And we can talk a little further about your situation. I have little consultation sessions that are free, and I have full-blown sessions where we're really doing some deep work. And what Ivy was presenting is some deep stuff, and I'm excited for her in a way if she comes through on the other side of this thing. So you can also reach me at 678-665-3366, and we can talk about how to do some work or when I'll be in your town.
And Ron, I know that you did not have a chance to get in here today to chat with Leslie. I encourage you to contact Leslie directly. Please do that. Leslie, last question, personal message. What would you like to leave us with?
Don't be afraid of the pain, and don't be afraid of what other people call failure. This is your moment. This is your opportunity to go, wow, wherever this messaging came from, I'm ready to let it go. And I'm ready to believe that Source can come through with some really good stuff.
I love it. Leslie Fonteyne, everybody. Benny, thank you for pushing all the right buttons. For those of you out there, if you missed any part of this, you can go to transformationtalkradio.com. It'll play later on today as well. Or you can go to lesliefonteyne.com to find out and listen to all of the shows that she does and when she is going to be up next. We'll see you next time.
Come out of
preceding audio was via a Skype call.